Okay, is it started now?
Yeah.
I'd like Pankaj to start this interview. Pankaj,
Hello, Aditya. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Aditya, give me a brief introduction about yourself and tell me why you want to join the CAP force.
My name is Aditya Dwivedi. I belong to Atarra town of Bana district, which lies in the Bundelkhand region of Uttar Pradesh. I have done my schooling from Kanpur. After that, I went and did my BA Honors History from Hindu College, Delhi University. After that, I have been preparing for Defense Services examination. I have given many CDS and FCAT SSBs. And I have exhausted all of its attempts. Parallelly, I have also been preparing for CAPFs as it is a well respected, stable, and well paying job with diverse career opportunities.
Okay. You mentioned that you belong from the Banda district.
Yes, sir.
So there is one scheme in UP is very popular, one district and one product.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about that?
Yes, sir. I've heard
Okay.
about
Oh,
this.
okay. Tell me then, what's the main product of the from your district Banda?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware about it.
Okay, no issue. You have also mentioned that you are very proactive in kind of debate competitions, youth parliament in your college.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Tell me, what is the minimum basic qualification for the leader of opposition in parliament?
Sir, the minimum basic qualification is that the party should have 1/10 of the total strength of the Lok Sabha, which comes to around 54 to 55 seats.
Okay. Then who is the leader of opposition right now?
So right now, nobody is the leader of opposition.
Then how's the how House has conducted their daily mandatory things?
Sir, that is the issue which has been raging for a lot of time. But because no single party has achieved that number, and it has been told that the
Aditya, I want to interrupt you. You have like a very good score in 10th and 12th class, but your score is getting lower in your graduation exam.
yes, sir.
Why so?
Sir, in my college days, I gave much for I also gave much focus on extracurricular and co-curricular activities. I was involved in student politics in my college, and that is why my score decreased a bit. Another reason was that, sir, in college days, in my schooling days, we used to get a lot of.
Aditya, tell me one thing more. What's the meaning of Bharat?
Uh, uh, Pardon me, sir.
What's the meaning of Bharat? Bharat as a term.
Sir, I believe Bharat as a term comes from the legendary Bharatvarsh, which used to be called the region in ancient times, and according to the constitution, Bharat, that is India, India, that is Bharat, is a union of states.
Okay. And what about Vishwaguru?
Uh,
How can India achieve the title of Vishwaguru?
Sir, I believe for India becoming a Vishwaguru, India needs to go beyond hard power to soft power. India should have a balance between mixed power where India guides the world throughout.
Okay,
Additionally,
thank you, Aditya. Thank you. Over to you, Himanshu sir.
thank you, sir.
hello Aditya. Uh, you mentioned the word Bharat came from word Bharatvarsha, but actually it is Bharatvarsha came from the word Bharat, and Bharat comes from the word Bharat, the legendary king Bharat,
Yes,
and le- Bharat is when you uh, add suffix an to word Bharat, it becomes Bharat, and Bharat means the son of Bharat.
yes,
Okay, the
yes.
children of Bharat.
Okay,
So
sir.
we are children, all children of Bharat. That's why the land came to be called as Bharatvarsh.
Yes, sir.
And I'm pointing out this thing because you have um, in your language skills you have written Sanskrit also,
Yes, sir.
right? So okay, so I see that you're also good in debating, and you have quite good knowledge of Hindi, and have done debate on Bharat Ko Jano, right?
Yes, sir. Bharat Ko Jano was a quiz, sir.
Was a quiz,
Yes, sir.
and you have done debates also.
Yes, sir. I have done
On
Hindi.
okay, fine. And you are involved in student politics.
Yes, sir.
So Aditya, what is politics?
Sir, politics in crude term is are the strategies or mechanism adopted by politicians to grab power, and in an idealistic sense to do the betterment of the people. But in a crude way, it is simply mechanisms to grab power.
Okay, so you are also trying to grab power during your college days, right?
Yes, sir, in crude ways that was it. But
Oh,
idealistically, I also have had other visions. But yes, crudely that was it.
okay. Um, Aditya, what are your post preferences? I mean,
Yes, sir. So my post preferences are CISF, SSB, ITBP, BSF, and CRPF.
okay. I see that you are from multiple cities. In your DAF, I can see multiple cities: Banda, New Delhi, and Kanpur.
Yes,
From
sir.
which place basically are you?
Sir, I belong from a town Atarra, which is in district Banda.
Okay. So
Yes,
what about Kanpur and
sir.
Delhi?
Yes, sir. Sir, I did my schooling till class 8th in the town of Atarra. After that, I went to a school hostel. I did my schooling 9 to 12th from there, and after my schooling, I went for graduation to Delhi University.
If I, in terms of politics, if I ask you to choose an ideology, what kind of ideology will you categorize yourself to be? As a politician, what kind of ideology do you follow? A realist one, idealist, or something else?
Sir, I believe in politics. Politics, there should only be one principle, that is not to have any principle whatsoever. But if speaking anything, I closely align myself to a Gandhian socialism ideology. That is something which I associate myself with.
Not to have politics. Don't you think that you will become directionless if you do not have an ideology?
No,
It
sir.
will be crude struggle for power, and you'll do anything and everything possible just to come into power and stay in power, right?
Sir, I believe I my this ideology comes from Gandhiji, because I believe he was also a person who was strict to his ideology, but at times we see that he also mended ways to for India to get its independence.
Okay. What kind of politician was Gandhiji?
Uh, Sir, I believe Gandhiji was a very clever but a very idealistic and both realist politician who cling to his ideology. I believe he was the politician who was most attached to the ground. Who was most attached to the ground. He got to know about the sufferings of people. That is why we see such a mass following of Gandhiji during independence times.
He clung to his ideology, right?
Yes, sir.
And what was his ideology?
Sir, his ideology was based on two pillars. They were of truth and non-violence. All other
Non-violence.
ideologies revolved around it.
Uh, do you know if you have read history, then you must have known that Gandhiji kind of allowed every kind of violence during Quit India movement. And
Yes,
Quit India movement is considered as the most un-Gandhian of all Gandhian movements.
yes,
So,
sir.
so that contradicts your statement, right?
So that is, sir. This fact itself is the basis of my own ideology. Is to never adopt to any ideology. As we see in Gandhiji, he clung to his ideology of non-violence during non-cooperation movement when he called off the movement after Chauri Chora. But gradually, we see rising militant trend of Gandhiji, as said by historian Sumit Sarkar, who has seen in civil disobedience movement, Quit India movement, and then INA agitation.
INA agitation.
Yes, sir. INA agitation also there was a lot of violence, sir.
Gandhiji was involved in that.
No, sir. Gandhiji was not involved in that.
Okay. Okay, fine. Aman, over to you.
Thank you, sir.
Amit. Oh,
Aditya.
sorry, it's Aditya.
Yes, sir.
You have stayed at two places. Currently, where are you staying?
Sir,
New
currently
Delhi?
I'm staying in Gurgaon, sir.
You're in Gurgaon.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, you have stayed, I think, in New Delhi. You have done
Yes,
your
I've stayed,
college. in
I've
Delhi.
stayed in New Delhi. Yes.
Okay. Originally, I think you belong to UP, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the similarity and differences between politics in New Delhi and the UP.
Yes. Sir, one of the biggest difference is the level of economic prosperity in UP and Delhi. Second would be the level of educational achievements. The third would be the caste matrix is much more prevalent in UP than in Delhi. And in recent days, I believe there has been much focus on health and education in the politics of Delhi, which is yet to come to the forefront in Uttar Pradesh politics.
Do you think this freebie policy,
Yes.
its freebie politics, will attract investment in New Delhi, or any kind of employment opportunity it will create in New Delhi?
Sir, I believe that this freebie policy, if
Do you
done,
think it is right? Freebies politics.
sir, I would not term it a freebie because I believe because I am of that ideology who believes that health and education is the priority. Health and education should be the priority, and it should be the responsibility of the government to provide good levels of health and education free of cost to everybody. But I still believe that all these things should come within the fiscal deficit, and it should not cross. It should
So
not go.
responsibility of the government is also to provide the employment opportunities.
Yes, sir.
What about what Delhi government is doing about that?
Uh,
Why the youth of New Delhi, they are basically around the country, people only comes to New Delhi for the studies, for their education. But whenever they look for the employment opportunity, they need to go to Gurgaon. Have you heard about this IT companies? Most of their stay is working in the Gurgaon, right, in Bengaluru.
yes,
Why
sir.
this ecosystem is not in New Delhi? Do you think nowadays New Delhi has become only a place where only the poor people will come and stay?
Yes, sir. I agree to it because I believe that New Delhi is beyond its saturation point. And the and the new industries and factories cannot get good places to make their headquarters or their offices in New Delhi. That is why they
Okay.
have.
Were you there when Delhi riots happened? Northeast Delhi riots.
No, sir. I was not there in Delhi at that time.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware about the situation?
Yes, sir. I am aware about the situation.
What do you think? What went wrong?
Sir, I believe there was uh, there was a hindered response, and the social media rumors were allowed to be spread, which should have been stopped much earlier. After that, I believe that the community leaders of each religion should have come out and
What
stopped.
step you could have taken? What step you could have taken if you were in charge of that particular situation? Suppose you are a very higher position.
Sir, sir, I think there was one step which was taken after a lot of time. That was Tiranga Yatra, which happened after the riots. If I was there at that place, I would have organized the Tiranga Yatra at the first day of the riots itself. Secondly, I would have acted as per just like Gandhiji acted during Naukhali protest. I would have been there in the middle of the riots with all my forces and all of the people.
Do you think police administration should be given to the Delhi government rather than should be given to the center?
No, sir, I believe it should stay with the center because
I think it is the popular demand of the Delhi government. Time and again, they accuse the center government about that.
Yes, sir. It is a popular demand, but I believe that that police is such a sensitive and strategic sector that it should remain.
Okay, tell me what UP government they have taken the most important step with respect to maintaining the law and order in the state.
So first of all, they are targeting all the finances of all the dacoits and the criminals of that region. Second, I would say they have established collegiate system in many cities like Lucknow, Agra, Kanpur, etc. In which an IPS level officer comes at the
Okay,
head of.
where UP police got failed? In which instance? Any famous case where you think UP police could not handle that instance? Any Vikas Dubey case
Yes,
you
sir.
heard
Yes,
about?
I was about to say that only. I think
Okay.
I think that Vikas Dubey case was a came at a bad gave a bad public image to UP police. Although it was a stringent and quick action, which was even praised in social media by people. But I believe even he as a criminal should have been given an equal and due chance of justice.
Okay, you. My last question is: you worked at this during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, sir.
So what was your role?
Sir, my role during the COVID-19 pandemic was to arrange. Sir, in the second wave, there was instances when people were asking for plasma, as it was said that plasma could help the COVID patients. So my duty was to arrange it, and I was also one of the people who donated plasma to a patient.
Do you know the science behind this plasma transfusion? How did it
Yes.
work?
Yes, sir. Sir, in the plasma donation, a patient who has already recovered from the disease, his blood or plasma is transferred to the body of the other person, so that his antibodies, which have been created by the recovered person's body, are transferred to the current patient's body, so that recovery is
Which
faster.
force were working at the quarantine center
Uh,
in
uh,
New Delhi?
Pardon me, sir.
Which paramilitary force
Yes,
was
sir.
handling this quarantine center in Delhi?
Uh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware about it.
ITV. Right?
I do. Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Manju
Thank
sir.
you.
You are mute, sir.
Aditya,
Yes, sir.
I was asking, do you know what custodial torture?
Yes, sir.
What are your views about it? Should it be allowed, banned? Or, government is contemplating a bill to ban this custodial torture. What are your views on it?
Sir, I am strictly against custodial torture because I believe it violates the ethos of Indian constitutionalism. I believe that a strict surveillance should be done for police officers. We can install CCTVs with night vision to prevent such things from happening.
In case some extreme cases like terrorism cases, do you think custodial torture should be allowed in terrorism cases also?
So, pardon me, sir. Sorry, I cannot.
Uh, Say in terrorism cases or some urgent law and order situation if it has arisen, do you think police should be allowed to uh, torture the accused in custody?
Sir, at that moments of extreme circumstances, I would adopt a utilitarian philosophy where the greatest good would be adopted, and I believe at that moment custodial torture should be allowed to an extent, but at any time it should not become inhumane, so that it is beyond human rights.
Where will you draw the line? What is that point where you will start using this greatest happiness, this utilitarian principle?
Sir, I believe that line is blurry, and it varies from case to case. But I think at the moment from where that torture scars the person for life, and it becomes life threatening for him, that would be the line for me.
Okay, as long as it doesn't scar the person for life, you will allow torture, right?
In extreme cases, sir.
In
Such
extreme cases. Okay, fine. In college, in politics, what was your role as a leader or a follower?
uh, Sir, in the first 2 years, I worked as a follower itself. But in the third year, I was a leader of my faction, which contested the election. And in my third year, in the whole of my third year, I worked as a leader.
Okay. So, what are the essential qualities that makes a person a leader?
Sir, I believe the single most essential quality is the connect with the people. A good leader should have a good connect with the people. The other things such as oratory skills, good personality, that comes secondary to the connect with the people. Because I believe if a leader has a good connect, he automatically becomes a good leader. Additionally, I also feel that he or she should have a good emotional intelligence to understand the need of the public.
Just be able to connect with the people, and you become a good leader. Uh, say Shah Rukh Khan is a person who is able to connect with people. He has got quite a lot of fans and fan following and people.
Yes.
Do you think he's a leader? He's a good leader?
So personally speaking, I believe I believe that he's not a very good leader, but I think that as we have seen in Indian politics, in cases of Indian politics, we have seen many Bollywood stars and even cricketers who have delved into the arena of politics, and they have performed well. So I believe that if he at times want to get into this, and he mends some of his face, which I find them unattractive, he would become a good leader.
I'm sorry, you said if finds a face unattractive. I don't get the last line.
Yes, sir. Another characteristic of a leader is humility, and
Okay.
and that is something which I appreciate less in that person.
Okay, you appreciate less.
Yes,
Okay, how do you rate yourself as a leader?
sir. Sir, I believe the people of my college considered me a considerably good enough leader. But I
Good
would
or
say
great?
I,
Good leader or great leader?
good only, sir. I think there are much more things which have to be achieved by a great leader. Personally, I would rate myself as a decent enough leader, because I believe there are many more things in which I can improve.
Okay. What are those things?
Sir, at times I believe in the days of my college, I failed to maintain equanimity, and I tended to I tended to take stress at times, and a leader should always maintain equanimity at all times, and he should never be stressed, and he should be prepared to face any kind of adverse situations at all times.
Okay. So now you have achieved equanimity, right?
No, sir, I believe that it is a journey and there's a lot to be done to achieve equanimity.
Okay, fine. Uh, okay, I think I'm done.
Okay,
Aman,
Aditya.
Pankaj?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you. Aditya, you have a situation like one of your subordinate is killed by Naxalite just a minute ago, and while protecting a critical establishment in the Chhattisgarh region, and you are also there as an assistant commandant. Naxalites are also there outside that particular establishment, and as soon as they got opportunity, they will kill other soldiers also. What you will do at that particular time?
So first of all, I would see that first of all, I would give a call to the higher authorities to send in more troops. Then I would quickly gather all the resources and men which we have. I would give a call to the Naxalites that it is time to surrender if you want. But I don't think that they would have gathered to surrender. Then I would gather all my resources and men to prepare for the final assault. I would lead from the front so that my other officers or my other officers of the paramilitary force are motivated to the maximum, and I think that
But
that
you
would.
are the keen follower of Gandhiji, who was the flag bearer of non-violence.
No, sir. I think yes, sir. I am a key follower of Gandhiji, but I believe Gandhiji also said that violence which has been done in self defense and towards a greater good is not violence, but is in fact an essence of non-violence itself. That is
Okay, Aditya. Tell me one more question. Where do you see yourself in next 10 years?
Sir, I see myself as an honest and an honest and stable assistant commander who is well loved by his subordinates and well.
Okay, last question from my side. Have you ever appeared in the CSC examination?
Yes, sir. I have been appearing for CSC examination since 2019.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Aditya.
Thank
Over
you,
to
sir.
you, Aman sir.
Okay,
I
if you
think,
get
I
selected in
was
CSE, are you going to leave? Say you get selected in CFF and you get also selected in CSE. Which job will you prefer?
Sir, honestly speaking, I would join civil services. I would give more priority to it.
So you are a casual, this uniform person.
No, sir, I'm not a casual person. Since my initial days of graduation, I always wanted to join defense services, and that is why I have given many SSVs. But in the pandemic time, I got time to prepare for civil services, and I believe that is also a good way to serve the nation.
You mentioned that you have appeared at many SSBs. I do not see any record of it in this thing. So you have appeared for CDS, right?
Yes, sir, I have appeared for CDS.
I do not see any record of it in your lab.
Sir, I did not have hold of their roll numbers. That is why I did not mention it there.
Okay, fine.
okay, sir. Sir, I am done.
Before we start giving you our feedback, how do you rate yourself out of 10?
Sir, I would rate myself somewhere between 7 and 8.
7 and 8, 7.5.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
You performed quite well in the interview. We tried to put you in stress, but you were able to deal with it. There was no issue. And you were very pragmatic in your approach. Like you were not taking very idealistic stance that will get you into problem later. And also you were. I saw that you were smiling all the time, so that was good thing. And but you did a blunder in the very beginning of the interview. Pankaj asked you as to why do you want to get into CAPF?
Yes, sir.
And you started giving your introduction at the time. Okay, you did not understand the question or you did not hear it well, I don't know. But you started giving your introduction that was totally unnecessary, irrelevant. So just try to listen to what the question is being asked and then you can. Otherwise, everything was fine. A very good candidate, and I believe that you will secure good marks in the interview.
Thank you, sir.
Pankaj?
Aditya, one more thing I want to add here. I asked you a question in the very last. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And you have mentioned that you are probably as an one, whatever you say. But you have also mentioned after that you are also appearing for the CSC, and that is a little contradictory. Please prepare yourself, prepare your answer accordingly, so that it will justify your answers also, and you can also probably make yourself comfortable with the CSC examination also. Otherwise, you are a very good candidate. You have a very high confidence and able to perform very well in the stressful conditions. I am hoping that you will get a very good marks.
Thank you, sir.
Can you please tell me what's your score in the paper one?
Sir, it was around 150.
Okay, 150. And then I bet you will.
Thank you, sir.
Your rank will be under 50. Okay.
Thank you,
Hope
sir.
for the best and best wishes from my side.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Aditya. So I would say, okay, all the best. You will get around, as per my understanding, you will get around 105. Okay, your interview score would be minimum 105. उसके ऊपर जो भी होगा bonus है.
Thank you.
That depends interview किस mood में interviewer. Okay, structured होगा unstructured होगा interview. That depends on that. Okay, all the best. You are a very good candidate.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
You
sir.
can disconnect. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I would like to ask one question, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir. Sir, what should be my how should I justify myself in that question where my CAPF priority is contradicting itself, is in conflict with my CAPF CAPF career?
I think your honesty will work. उनको पता है कि कौन ज्वाइन करेगा नहीं करेगा. उनको ये भी पता है if you get into the CAPF you will not leave it until you get selected in the CAC. Right.
Yes, sir.
उनको ये भी पता है. ठीक है. You are very honest. और जो आपने आंसर दिया था I think that was fine. At least you were brutally honest कि आप CS ज्वाइन करोगे, सिविल सर्विस ज्वाइन करोगे. You were honest. राइट. तो मुझे इसमें कोई ज़्यादा डाइकोटमी नहीं लगती है. नो इशू. ओके. तो उसके लिए ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस नहीं करना है. अगेन से कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है. ठीक है. बी पॉजिटिव. बहुत अच्छे कैंडिडेट हो आप. अगेन तो मैं बार-बार ये बात नहीं बोलूंगा, अदरवाइज विल स्टार्ट फ्लाइंग. ओके.
No,
तो
no, sir.
राइट. तो इसलिए मैं नहीं बोलता.
जी
बट
जी.
यू आर अ वेरी जेन्युइन कैंडिडेट. यू विल सेल थ्रू. ओके.
Okay.
इसीलिए फीडबैक मत लो ज़्यादा.
ठीक है.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ डू नॉट टेक मच ऑफ द फीडबैक. इसलिए हम दे भी नहीं रहे ज़्यादा फीडबैक. अगर कहीं और मॉक देने हैं, फ्रेंड को मॉक दो, कहीं पे भी मॉक दो, बट डू नॉट इम्प्लीमेंट एज मच. ओके. इंटरव्यू, व्हाट इज योर डेट ऑफ इंटरव्यू?
Sir, 13th April.
ओके. 13. ओके. ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you, sir.